Hello, hello, friends. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, and it is time for our springtime adventures. It's springtime adventures and scavenger hunt starting today. It's going to be all day long, and I hope you're here for the fun. We are going to have a ball. I did message my Telegram folks about an hour ago and said, get your scavenger hunt list because we're giving away some goodies to those of you who participate in the scavenger hunt. Now, of course, you're welcome here whether you are doing the scavenger hunt or you're not doing the scavenger hunt. But if you're going to be hanging out with us anyway, why not do the scavenger hunt? Now, if you haven't grabbed it yet, you'll still have time. The award winners are not going to be announced until, I believe, Friday. Let me look here. On April 10th. Whatever day that is, April 10th. Oh, tomorrow. So you have through tomorrow to get the scavenger hunt, catch up on any replays, do your little hunt for the items, and then we're going to be giving away some goodies to those who participate. So you have a chance to win if you do the scavenger hunt. The link to grab the scavenger hunt is in the description of this video, so go ahead and grab it. This is hosted by Christy Sloan. And we are going to be showing this all day in the Crafty Bunch Venue group. That's a free group on Facebook that you can go to, and you can catch every creative every 45 minutes. Somebody will be live. I'm kicking it off, so you haven't missed a darn thing. We're just getting started now. We're happy to have you here. I'm going to get the camera bigger on this screen so you can take a look at what I'm doing, and so that we can get started with some fun. Thank you so much, Christy. There's Christy. Christy Sloan, our hostess for today from My Artful Adventures. She has put all the effort and work into getting the scavenger hunt ready, and emailing it to you. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the link, you put your name and email address in, and then she will email you this list so that you can print it off and follow along. And then all you're going to do is take a photo of this and email it back to her to get your entry in. So I'm happy to kick it off today. Thank you for being here, Debbie and Tesha. Hey, Tesha's giving prayers for everybody who needs them. Tesha, you're a love. Thanks for doing that. You're a sweet darling. Jennifer's here. Thank you for sprinkling, Tesha. I appreciate you. Good morning, Janice. She's watching from over on YouTube, J Will Creations. So go check out my friend Janice. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. Okay, so it's springtime adventures, and I've been working on, first, I'm going to give you a look at this scavenger hunt. Now, this is all the things that you might see during all of the lives today. Every 45 minutes in the Crafty Bunch, a new creative will be live, and things like art glitter glue. If you see it, you check it off, and then you say, I saw Grace from the Company Nest use that. Fabric tag glue, did you see it? And then you can write down who used it. Who did you see use that item? A silver candlestick, a plant. Jelly beans. Someone's going to have jelly beans. It's a springtime adventure. Why not? Strawberry shortcake pen. There are some really fun items on this list. Make sure you grab your list so that you can participate. I'm going to put that aside. Now, I've been creating lots and lots. Let me show you. Where did they go? So this week, I've been working on turning food storage boxes, cracker boxes, cereal boxes into junk journal covers. So I've got most of these smaller ones decorated, and I thought I'd choose one and would work on one today and make it springy. So the one that I picked to use today, put those aside and I'll show you. So it's this one, and this is a paper that I purchased on Etsy from Amber K Creative, and then I just used a book page here to start the cover for this book. This is a printable that I offered. You can get this on my website, this printable, but all my club members get it free, so you guys don't need to buy it. You get those for free. And then I used a piece of washi tape here in the middle that has a beautiful butterfly and some florals on it. So we are going to decorate this cover, and then we're going to probably, if we have time, because we only have 45 minutes, and since I'm the kickoff person, I've already used a few minutes describing to everybody what was going on today. So we'll see. But my hope is to get the cover done, and then you do some work on the papers for the inside of this book. I don't usually do the cover first, but I thought it would be really fun to do that today with you. Hello, Lori. Welcome. Thanks for fluffing the nest, Jennifer Nostrand. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Winners are going to be announced on the 12th. Christy's telling us. So Christy is the coordinator for this. She's the hostess for this. I'm grabbing my chair, girls. And she's telling us that the 12th The 12th is when the winners are going to be announced. Good morning, Carol. Hello, hello. All of the information is on the top of your scavenger hunt here. How it works. It's all right there. Winners will be announced Friday, April 12th. There you go. All right. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. I think that paper is going to be in the way of your light. Is it? No. Okay. Here's our cover. Like this. I love this paper so much from Amber K Creative. It's a printable, so I'm happy to own it now that I can use it over and over and over again. But we're gonna cover this, and I'm gonna be using some stamps. I chose some neutral fabrics because I love to layer. So I've got mostly neutral fabric bits here. These are just like leftovers. Well, that's not neutral, but it's so pretty, and it's a floral. But these are all very neutral. So I have those ready. And then these are just some fancy, they're not cotton. They're unusual. This one has little specks of gold in it. Just so pretty. These they're really dainty. And this one, I don't know what this is. Rayon or what it is, but it's yellow. And I just love the color. It's springtime colors, right? It's a springtime adventures event. So we're looking at springtime colors here and trying to make this very spring-like. So there's nothing better than a couple little girls in Easter dresses. So we're going to be using these black and white vintage photos. They are cut out on chipboard, and I haven't decided. I can't decide between all of these sweet girls which one to use. So I have them here. I'm going to use one or the other. We're going to figure that out as we go. Now, I went to what I'm thinking is layering fabrics. They're probably going to be off to the side here. Layering some fabrics, and I want some florals on here. So I grabbed some floral stamps and an ink pad in a neutral color. So this is a gray ink pad. So I grabbed some floral stamps, an ink pad, and my fabrics. And what I was thinking is, the first thing I thought is I usually put a little phrase on here on the cover, and this I had to test it ahead of time, ladies. I'm sorry, I couldn't wait until I went live because I wanted to make sure it was going to work. So this stamp has "You're an Original" down here, and that has all kinds of phrases like "You're an original, don't ever change," "You're an original, that's what makes you special," "There's no one like you," "That's why I love you." So these are really just, it's a card making kit from close to my heart. Well, I assume stamps for card making, but we're going to use it on this cover. I wanted to make sure that this really dainty font was going to show on fabric, and it does. Look at this, is a scrap piece of canvas, and I thought that's going to be my little phrase on here. And I just am not sure how I'm going to fit everything. So it's either going to be those two little girls, "You're an Original," or this little one by herself. I can't decide, but we're going to start. We're going to start figuring this out and layering. Good morning, Wendy. Hey, Carol. Welcome, welcome. Alex is here, and Diana. Good morning, Lolly Doodle Studios. This is my friend Kim. Everybody say hello to Kim from Lolly Doodle Studios. I hope life is treating you well, friend. We haven't talked in a while, have we? Have we? I'm so sorry. Life is busy, girl. Life is busy. We're all trying to get all our lives in and our lessons in and all the things, our family. Hey, Christina, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. All right, let's figure it out. Okay, truly, I only have, this is the back. I'm considering, whatever I do, to have it spill on over. The spine is rather wide, right? But I'm going to have the design probably spill on over to the spine of the book. So that's why I have it open flat. It's just easier. So like if I glued this down, or a portion of it down, then it could spill on over to the edge, which I think could be quite lovely, right? So I just have to figure out, with all of the things that I have, how to position them, and what do I want to use. So we're just going to play with this for a hot minute here. So I grabbed these specialty fabrics just because they're a little different. They're shiny or crinkly or sparkly. Like this one has that gold, metallic gold embedded in it, and that could be something really pretty to include. But then, it's kind of plain over here. So this stamp right here, I really love. This one right here. And I was thinking I could put maybe a bit of this stamp on here. But I wasn't sure if it was going to work on fabric. I might do 2 of these. Let me grab 2 florals. Like, which 2 might look good together? 2 or 3? No, not that one. You have to decide what you like. It's so hard to choose sometimes. Maybe I'll just do 1. All right, Gracie, we got to get going here. Okay, so let's do this. I want lots of layers. I have a big bunch of this. I used this to cover a book way back when, and I really kind of like it. But it's neutral, but it's not completely plain, as like this is just muslin, you know, like a plain piece of muslin. So I'm just trying to decide. I don't know that this is going to fit on here. I like this one best, but it's just barely going to fit. Well, let's try it. Let's try it. I'm going to try it on here because I like this fabric best. I don't know how this is going to translate stamping it onto fabric, but we're going to try. And I might do a couple of these flower heads and then cut them out and use them that way. Good gravy. This is going to be tight. I'm going to get my head down to table level here so that I can see what I'm doing. And we're going to try to stamp this on. Hey, Debbie Muller. I don't mind Debbie saying wait until you put your signatures in. I don't mind if my signatures go through my fabric, through my cover, like this book here. Like, I don't mind those showing. And there's nothing wrong with them showing. You do it either way, right? Like, you can do it before, you can do it after. I appreciate the suggestion, but I don't mind if that shows. Oh, look, it did work, but I went off the top here. That might be okay. If we're going, you know me, I love a little grunt. You guys know that about me. Where my scissors go? Let's get a new pair out. I'm going to rip this off of here. I would like for this to be more. Just I would like it to be more. Let's see about doing a couple of these flowers on here. And I want them to pop out a little more. So we're going to do probably some adjusting to that. All right. So I'm going to grab just a regular disinfectant wipe so I can clean off the ink. I don't always do that. I mean, those of you who hang out with me regularly know that's not usually a huge priority for me, but I'm trying to be a good girl today. Let's be a good girl and take care of our stamps. All right, let's try this one. I do think this one is lovely, and it would lend itself well because it has so many openings on it to adding more colors with pens or markers. So we're going to look at this. What kind of ink pad is that? This is a Wendy Vecchi from Ranger archival ink. There you go. Got your scavenger hunt. Who's doing the scavenger hunt? Can somebody, you guys, shout out in the comments if you are participating in the scavenger hunt. You got your scavenger hunt list? Are you ready to go? See how pretty that is? You guys, your little fabric scraps for leftover from covering your books or quilting or making little pouches or whatever you do with your fabrics make beautiful little embellishments for cards, tags, ATCs. You could hang this and make it part of a dangle, like a dangly. Oh gosh, if I thought of this, we kind of think in terms of 3. We could do 1, 2, and this be our 3rd decorative element. Like that. Oh, what do you think? I kind of like it. I kind of like it. You tell me what you think. We're gonna make those flowers stand out a little more because they are rather plain. Oh, look at this bumblebee, by the way. Are you kidding me with that bumblebee? I don't think there's room for it on here, but I do love that. Maybe I'll just play with my fabrics later. Okay, let's see. Now, if I did this, we're getting a bit of floral back here, like in the background. Remember background singer? It's in the back. We're getting a little bit of this gold speckled tulle showing through. And then we could have these two sitting up front like this. And they match because it's a fabric element. You got 1, 2, 3 fabric elements. Then it matches my You're an Original stamped wording. And then she could sit atop that wording like that. I'd like this a lot. Now, tip to you, if you don't have a good short-term memory, which I don't, I really don't, honestly, take a snapshot if you're playing with your things and getting all your elements in place, but you haven't glued anything down. But now I got to take it all apart to put it back together again. Just a clue to you, take a little snapshot. I'm going to drop you guys down a little bit further. Wait, hold on. Camera shaking going on. Forgive me. I'm trying to get you a little closer so you can see better. There. Hopefully that's a little better. Take a snapshot of what you're working on so you don't forget where everything goes, okay? But before I glue anything down, the next thing that I am a little bit wanting to deal with is the fact that my beautiful florals are not really showing up that well, okay? So, and you know I like grungy things, so I have 2 things in mind. I want to make these stand out more. These are all frilly and pretty, but my base layer is kind of a grungy, ink blobbed graph paper. So I might pick up a little bit of that grunge in the background and bring it to the front. So how do I do that? I'm going to take my 2 florals. These are the 2 things where I'm going to do it. I'm going to move this aside and we're going to work on these 2. Before I do this, I feel like I need to practice because I don't know how this is going to work. I have an idea, but I don't know how it's going to work. So I'm going to go to, here is this fabric here. So I'm going to take this fabric and I'm going to try something, a couple of things. First of all, if I took something to make that outline of the flower show up better, what would I use? I could use a marker. I could use a pencil. I could use a gel pen. I have a black gel pen. I think the gel pen is going to work the best. Now, a gel pen, once it goes into the fabric, likely will just be permanent. But if you wanted it to be a little more grungy, I could try something that is movable, which is a Stabilo All pencil. So this is a black Stabilo All. I could use it to outline. And then I think I can move that pencil. Now, in theory, let's take a piece of paper and I'll show you something. Oh, let me get a clean piece. This is just watercolor paper. If I take this pencil, it's charcoal, so it's water reactive, and I make a pencil line. That certainly is a nice dark pencil line. You can see it better than probably my gray ink pad. But if I wanted to make it a little grungier, I could wet it, right? So if I wet it, it's going to be water reactive. Let me find a little water pen. Oh, that one's too big. This one's good. This is a water pen. Mine doesn't actually have any water in it, so let's load it up. So what you do is you just squirt some water in the barrel of the pen. This is distilled water. I don't want any mold or bacteria getting in there. You screw on the little top. Then when I squeeze here, the water is going to come out there. So it gives you a little controlled water, right? I could also just take any paintbrush and dip it into water, but this allows me to work for a longer period of time. Now watch my pencil mark. When I touch it, look what happens. It's water reactive, so I can move that color around and give myself a little shading if I wanted to. So in theory, I'm wondering, is that going to work on fabric? So if I took my Stabilo All pencil, if I just wanted to edge this out like I do on paper, usually, I've never done this before, girls, so we're trying it together. And if I just, it's the lightest, faintest line of black that I put from there to there. And then let's just see. I don't know what this is going to do. I can't say for sure. Thanks, Janet. Thanks for saying that. She said, I love the cover. It's so soft, like spring. And this is the Springtime Adventure and Scavenger Hunt event. So that's perfect. Thank you for saying that. Hey there, Miss Anne. Aw, thanks for saying so. I appreciate you. Thanks, Christina. You guys, I appreciate all those good comments. You can't know how much they mean to us when we're creating, to get that positive feedback. So appreciated. All right, here's the test. Oh yeah, look at baby. Look at this. It's working. It's working. Watch. But the thing is, am I going to be, yeah, you can move it a little bit. So if I wanted to edge out, like you would do with a distress pad, if I wanted to do that on my fabric and get my fabric to be darker around the edges, just to make it look a little grungy, I'm going to, and actually I have a brown Stabilo all pencil. I sell these in my shop at thecomfynestwithgrace.com because I use them all the time. I'm going to actually use the brown on the edges to make them look grunged up. And I'm not going for a perfect line here, right? A grungy is going to be messy. It may be skip a spot. It kind of works in my style. A little challenging to do it on the fabric, but I think this is going to work. Now, remember, I stamped in black, gray. It was a gray color. Watering can is the name of the color that I stamped in. Now I'm just squeezing the water out of this pen tip and getting that to really activate the charcoal and get it to move around a bit, just so it looks a little like coffee stained almost. Now, listen, could you do this with your ink pad, do you think? Do you think you could do this with you guys tell me. I've never done it. I've never distressed fabric. So when I was trying to think of what could I use to distress the edges of my fabric, I immediately went to my Stabilo all pencils because I use them all the time, my charcoal pencils. Now this one has a little bit of black up there because I started with black and brown everywhere else. It's okay. The fabric, of course, is taking on the water and it's getting a little damp on the edges, but that's not a problem. It'll dry in no time. Okay. So I just distressed it a little. Now, do you think if I took my ink pad with my distress tool that I could get the same effect? Do you think I could? I'm not sure. I'm truly asking you because I don't know if I could or if it would or wouldn't work. This thing is just not centered at all and it's kind of bugging me. I don't normally get bugged by that, but we're going to do this one more time. That's funny. I did that actually on the back of that. There's a right side and a wrong side to this fabric, and I actually did this one on the back, so I'm just going to make this one match. We're going to do it on the back. I'm going to try it again because it is a really tight squeeze, but I didn't want it that tight, man. I didn't want it right up to the edge. So I'm going to try to re-stamp this. I got to get my face down at eye level. Let's hope I just want it a little bit more centered on the fabric. Yeah, that's better. Now I'll have more of an edge to distress. This other one went right off the fabric and I didn't want that. Hey, Bev. Bev is up next, you guys. If you want to catch some great creatives today, hanging out and sharing all things spring for this springtime adventure and scavenger hunt. It's not just an event. It's an event that is interactive, meaning you guys go grab your scavenger hunt, fill it out so that you can enter your name in to win some good little prizes and goodies from all of the creatives who are sharing our projects today. Okay. Same thing. I'm going to go around and I'm just putting a little bit of brown Stabilo pencil on the edges of this, just enough so that the water will catch it and it's going to muck it up a little. That's my fancy term for distressing it. Okay, same thing. We're just going to get that water to disperse. I'm squeezing here, getting that water to come out, and we're going to go around and we're going to activate that charcoal. I'm using my watercolor paper behind it just to grab any extra ink that comes off so it's not on my table. Now, we're going for grungy. We're not going for perfect. We're going for grungy. I think I'm going to I have this extra space up here, so I think I'm going to come down into the fabric a little more right there so I get more grunge on this corner because I have room for it. We got room for some grunge up here. We're going to do it. All right, now, I like that even more. I like that really dark. I like me some grunge, girls. I do. All right. I could actually adjust this later. I could do more of it later. Once it dries and you get the full effect of what it's actually going to be, I could do more of that later. I have all these like scraps of watercolor paper that I use down here. Okay, now I wanted to make these stand out more, so I'm going to use a couple of gel pens. I have a black one and a purple one here, and we're going to give some color to this. I think, actually, let's just go in with the purple and see what happens here. I'm going to go around the stamping that made the flowers petals. I'm outlining it with the purple. Just going to make it darker. I'm going to show you. It's just going to stand out more. So you can see the petals that I've done and the ones that I have not. So see how it stands out more? And actually, instead of it being gray, I'm giving myself some color, some spring color. Purple. Whose favorite color is purple? Tell me in the comments if you're a purple girl. And if you're not a purple girl, what is your jam? What's the color of choice for you? What's your fave? It's so hard for me to pick a favorite color. I know people, that's such a common question. What's your favorite color? Ask me tomorrow. I don't know. It'll be different than today. I'm going to use a gold one. And you know that, what's the center of a flower called? I don't know, but that little center part of the flower, I'm going to just go over this with some gold. It's supposed to be yellow, but I think the gold gel pen, these are metallic gel pens, so I think it's going to show up real well. All right, so we're just making our flowers stand out a little more, giving them a little, it's like putting earrings on it. It's giving it a little more pizzazz by outlining it in metallic purple gel pen. And then that is the part that would be yellow, these two little stems or whatever they are that are sticking up here. And this should be probably green. I do have a green, but it's a funky green. We can do funky, can't we? It's almost like a bluish green. We're going to take it anyway. We're going to take it and we're going to use it. See, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but we're not going for perfect. We're going for grungy. And I just think it helps them stand out so much better. So much better. So now this is my You Are an Original. I might just come around this with that brown Stabilo. Same thing. Now this is a much thicker fabric, so it's probably easier to do this with. I used my pinking shears instead of tearing around this one just to give it a very different look. I used my pinking shears and cut, so it has those little kind of triangle shape. Do you know what pinking shears are, everybody? I don't want to assume that everybody knows. They're these scissors that give like a triangular up and down cut to things, and they're for fabric generally, but I use them for my paper all the time. Okay, same thing. We're going to go in. I went with my Stabilo pencil. Now I'm going to come around with some water and just activate that charcoal a little bit to get it to pop off of there. And actually, I want it to spread out. I want it to distress the edges. I call it mucking it up. We're mucking up the edges of this to make it look even more grungy, coffee stained kind of look. And I'm actually I have a little bit of that Stabilo charcoal on that tip, so I'm going to draw it in to the center a little bit. So I'm taking that color and pulling it down or toward the center, so it's not just on the edges. Grunge it up, girls, grunge it up. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Hey, my sister's here. Hey, Kat, how are you, girl? Jennifer, you're a purple fan. Look at those purple hearts that Alex and Jennifer put up on the screen. I love it. Who else loves purple? Jenny! Jenny's on a cruise. Girl, you got some cruise Wi-Fi going. You got some cruise Wi-Fi. I think she's on an MSC cruise, if I remember right. I'm so jelly. I'm a little bit jealous. I know I'm not supposed to be jealous, but I could say, Jenny, I'm a little bit green with envy. Green is my color for the day. Green is my color for the day. But I'm so happy you're here, Jenny. I hope that you're enjoying the sunshine and the warmth and your family. I hope it's been lovely. Okay, if I put this here, it actually isn't even going around the edge. If I want it to go over the edge, I'm going to have to move it over just a tish. So let's see about this. Let's do our placement again. If I do this, I'll do this. And then I have this here. And actually, that's a square, but I think I'm going to turn it wonky. It's going to add to the layering, right? So, and this is going to be squared off in position. This is squared off. If I spin this just a quarter turn that way, it gives just more layering effect. It's such a small, tiny little adjustment, but it layers differently. And then I'm going to take this, instead of placing it down square, I'm going to just position it slightly to the right. And I think that adds a little bit more flair to it. Come on, this thing is so thin. I'm testing out my positioning one more time before I glue anything down. I might want to pull this down. I'm testing. We're testing. I don't know. I'm not sure entirely. She just feels like she's kind of lost over here with all this. So I might move this to the middle. Instead, I was going to position it lower left and then have her here, but I think I might move this more to the middle. And then if I position her, instead of having her floating here, just sitting just on paper, this little chipboard, if I can position her so that she's actually sitting on the fabrics, she feels more part of the design. I know they're such small little details, but I think that they really do matter. So if this process of watching me fuss through these details and decisions, if it feels like a lot to you, or feels like, wow, like she's really paying attention to all those details, I am, because it makes a huge difference in the design and the feel of the design. So I think I like it like this. So how do I get it back down just like this? Now she's easy. She's just going to go where I put her. These though, I could get all of the fabric elements stuck to each other and then glue it down to the project. So that's what I'm going to do. I've been trying to use up this. Now, instead of picking everything up and putting it back down again, I don't know if you've ever seen anybody do this, but what you can do is I'm just going to hold down with these fingers on my left hand. I'm holding everything in place, and I'm going to come in with my glue and I'm going to layer some glue back here and get this in place. Then once I have it anchored, all these elements, they won't move on me and I can continue to glue. These fabrics are sheer enough, like that tool is sheer enough with the gold specks, that glue is going to go right through. Right, I put it on the flower fabric. It's going to go right through the back, right through this sheer tool and onto the back of the canvas and the cotton. So that anchors all of that in place. Truly, honestly, I don't usually glue everything down to the 10th degree when it comes to fabrics, because I like them to feel like they're popping up in some regards. So I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. Let me get this one glued down. Oh my gosh, all the strings are in my way. All the strings are in my way. So, whoop, don't stick to me. Oh, you want to go on top, but I think I want you under. Sorry, dude. I think you need to go under this one. Okay. So what I mean by popped up, so see how I didn't glue this down, and I kind of like that movement. So I don't always glue all the edges down unless I have to, so that I get some movement from them. She's going to go right here, kind of like on top of the edge of this. So she's going to feel more included with the whole design. Now I'm debating whether or not I should put some stitches through this. What do you think? This isn't, oh, I didn't glue this one down. I didn't put enough glue behind the canvas. The canvas is heavier. It's weightier, it's thicker. So I need more glue, and I need to focus more on pushing this down into the glue, because it's not just, it's not like the other really thin cotton. It's not just sticking on its own. I gotta help it out a little bit. And are you straight? No, you are. All right. Now, should I put some stitches in this before I glue it down. What are your thoughts? Cheryl says they're not needed, but they always add to it. I think it adds, I think you're right, Cheryl, it adds more like layers and more design element to look at, and it makes it look rich, I think. Look at you guys. Christy posted for you in the comments. Can you see it? I'm going to try to pin this one. She posted for you the scavenger hunt list. So if you haven't gotten it, go there, put your name and email address. She's going to email you the scavenger hunt list so you can follow along. And did anybody find anything that I've used that's on the scavenger hunt? Let's give one away. Can you give one item away that I used today? There are 5 of them. Who found one? Just one. Just somebody give me one. And you guys go have some fun with that scavenger hunt. It's meant to make it more interactive and more interesting and fun for you. Plus, we're going to be giving away some prizes, which is always fun. The purple gel pen. Callie got it. All right, there's your one tip. Look for purple gel pen. It's on the scavenger hunt. Jennifer got 5 things. Well, I showed you all 5 of my things, Jennifer, so it doesn't surprise me that you got it. Now, I think I do want to stitch this, but my glue, this is E6000 Fabrifuse fabric glue. Extremely stretchy, superior quality, low odor, permanent, washable, clear. It has to dry. I can't run it through my machine like that. So this is what this is going to look like. I will likely, I may, let's just, hold on, girls. Where's my lace? Where'd the lace be at? I might put a little bit of doily or lace just to make this even a little more feminine. I wouldn't mind finding like a wide piece of something. Like this one's wide, but it's white, so it might not show up a lot. But what if I think I will do this. So I will end up putting this, I'm going to cut it because I think I'm going to use this. I like it to extend beyond my cover. So there, first pick, and I like it. That's going to go there. This is going to go here. Let's get our pages ready for the inside of this book. How about a couple of French knots? On what? Tell me where. I know. Christy, I found this at my local Walmart a long time ago, and it's just been sitting here not getting used. So I'm determined to start using it. Linda found the purple gel pen. All right, let's look at the pages that I'm going to put in here. You'll get a real feel for the kinds of things that I like. So I have some printable screw-ups over here. Printable screw-ups. So what I did was I have this printable that I purchased. And these are supposed to be printed on 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. But what I ended up doing, it was on my printer, I chose to put 2 on 1 page. So there's your 8.5 by 11, but now it's cut for a small book. So I cut it in half. That gives me pages for a small book, right? But I don't, you know me, I don't like the white. So what I did, some of those painted pages that I did the other day when I had my guest in the nest and I was using my gel plate and my rollers to paint some pages. Those were also black and white printables that I wanted to do something with. So I painted some yellow over this. I glued it down to one of these from the printable so that when this becomes a page in this book, it's not completely white on this side. What I'm going to do, I glued it here. I glued it here, pinking shears to show that this is a pocket. So let's make one more of those. I'll show you how I do that. I have this piece of paper cut. I'm going to put her aside because she's wet. She needs to dry before I can get her through my printer. Okay, so here's my printable. You can do this with 8.5 by 11 as well. It doesn't have to be a small printable. My book is small, so we're going to be doing smaller pages. So there's my printable. I don't like the white, so I'm going to take this wallpaper, vintage wallpaper printable, and it's going to get glued here. But before I do that, I'm going to take my pinking shears. I'm going to cut the edges of these, just the tips. You know, sometimes we put a little oval tab to show that there's a pocket. I just thought instead of doing an oval tab, why not do the pinking shears? It'll show that there's something there for the pocket. So I'm making these into pocket pages. Yes, I am. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking as little as I possibly can off. Then I'm going to take my paper glue on your tag. Oh, on the tag. Or, oh, yes, that's a good idea, Alex. I love it. The French knots. What a good idea. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my paper glue and I'm only going to put it on the top and the bottom. Oh, geez. I just used it this morning, but already it needs some help. You guys, I'm having a whatnot sale tomorrow, and I have a gazillion stamps. If you're looking to add some stamps to your collection, I love using stamps when I create, and I'm really I love the acrylics, but I really love the wooden ones too. So I'm adding some to my collection, and the overages that I've bought, I'm going to be putting in my whatnot sale. Tomorrow will be craft supplies, and so now I'm gluing just the top and the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to come back after this glue dries and I'm going to run this through my sewing machine, just the top, just the bottom, probably with a zigzag stitch, so it matches my my little pinking shear shape. And then I'm going to have 2 pockets on either side of that. Now, you don't have to make pockets. You could just glue that down and have double-sided paper. You could take before, so here's a printable. That's a printable vintage wallpaper. I don't like white on the back, so I could take this and run it through my printer again and do something else on the back. But I wanted to show you a couple of ways that you could do things if that wasn't an option for you. So there's how you make that one. Now this one, here's another one of these. Let's take this and do something fun with it. All right, so we are going to have 5 more minutes, so we have some time to still create. All right, we are going to take our stamps. I think what I'm going to do is take one of these cutoffs, and instead of gluing it directly on top and having it all decorative, I think I'm going to take this and make pockets like this. So that tells me I need to tear this right. Well, if I do it, flip it this way, I know I need to tear it right here. And I could actually get 2 pockets. There's one pocket. Here's the other pocket. So now, same thing. You can either glue or you can sew. We're going to glue the edges here, here, and here. But before I do that, I'm going to put a few stamps. Now, I love to use elements a couple of times in my designs. So this same floral. What colors do we have on this side? I think I'm just going to go neutral. I'm going to take the same floral and I'm going to stamp so that it matches my cover, this same element showing up somewhere else in my book. That's how you're going to get cohesiveness in your books. You're going to show cohesiveness by repeating an element. I know it's very subtle, but it helps. And remember that bee that I loved? Ooh, just put a bee down. I didn't get a chance to use it on the cover. But let's take this bumblebee because it's just too cute for words. And put it, maybe it's coming toward the flowers. He's coming in. He's coming in for some pollen, man. We got some bumblebees coming in for action. All right, now I could do the same thing here with my metallic markers. Come in. My metallic gel pens come in and decorate those. But let's get this down first to show you. Here's where our pocket comes in. We glue 3 edges so that the pocket adds some color, but then of course I don't love a lot of white, so then I added the stamps above just to make it visually interesting. Even if something's in the pocket, even if there's something in my pocket, when you pull that thing out, you're going to see this little grouping of designs on your paper. Yes, Bev's Creating with Love and Whimsy is next. If you see that Christy from My Artful Adventures, our hostess for today, she is getting everybody shared into the free group. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to catch everybody in today's adventure and participate in the scavenger hunt, even to catch the replays. If you don't catch everybody live today, you'll catch the replays tomorrow. You can go into the Crafty Bunch Venue to find everybody and keep refreshing your screen every 45 minutes. And you'll catch everybody. I want to say thank you for hanging out with me today. If you learned something today, if you grabbed onto a new technique, if you learned something that you haven't tried before and you're excited to try it, could you let me know in the comments? I love your feedback. I love to know what was helpful to you specifically. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me. I know your time is precious. I know there are a lot of people creating and sharing online. And so for you to spend 45 minutes of your day with me means the world. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Have so much fun with the scavenger hunt. Oh, we got our bumblebee and I have my black and gold. I'm going to have some fun with my black and gold gel pens, getting these bumblebees to, this can be so relaxing, this whole process of outlining things. It can be super relaxing. Just have fun. Go make something pretty that brings your heart joy. Enjoy the scavenger hunt and the event. I'll see you in the lives of some of the other ladies because I'll be following along today too. Have a blessed day. Bye.